In the heart of Beijing, China, lies a sprawling public space known as Tiananmen Square. But in 1989, this iconic location became the epicenter of a struggle that would echo across the world, a fight for freedom and democracy, led by a courageous group of students. They demanded change, but what they faced in return was unimaginable. The story begins in April 1989, when Hu Yaobang, a former leader known for his efforts to reform the Communist Party, passed away. To students and intellectuals across China, he was a beacon of hope. Inspired by his ideals, they poured into Tiananmen Square to mourn his death, but their mourning quickly evolved into something much bigger. They demanded freedom of speech, an end to government corruption, and, most importantly, democratic reform. As their voices grew louder, so did their numbers, with hundreds of thousands joining the movement. The whole world was watching. This was something new and unprecedented in communist China. As weeks passed, the government grew increasingly anxious. On the surface, they remained calm, but beneath the surface, they feared that this protest could spiral into a full-blown revolution. The government offered some concessions, but the protesters didn't back down. Determined to bring change, the students began a hunger strike. Their strength and resilience touched the hearts of millions, and soon, people from all walks of life joined them in support. China was at a boiling point. Then, on June 3, under the cover of darkness, the government made a chilling decision. Soldiers and tanks began rolling into Beijing with a clear mission: to take back Tiananmen Square, at any cost. The scene that followed was one of terror and chaos. Soldiers armed with assault rifles and tanks descended upon the protesters, who were unarmed, chanting for peace. Some tried to flee, while others, incredibly brave, tried to reason with the soldiers. But the crackdown was merciless. One image from that night became seared into history: a lone figure, standing fearlessly in front of a column of tanks. He was later known simply as Tank Man. He became a symbol of defiance, a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming force, the human spirit could stand unbroken. No one knows who he was or what happened to him, but his image continues to inspire people across the world. By the end of that night, the square was cleared, and the death toll was devastating. While the Chinese government has never released an official count, estimates suggest that hundreds, if not thousands, lost their lives that night. It was a massacre, a brutal silencing of voices that dared to ask for a better world. The Chinese government worked swiftly to erase any trace of what happened, but the memory of Tiananmen Square couldn't be erased from the world's conscience. It became a symbol of both the struggle for freedom and the lengths to which those in power will go to retain control. Today, for millions of people, the Tiananmen Square Massacre serves as a sobering reminder of the cost of freedom. The fight that began in that square still resonates, reminding us that the pursuit of justice and democracy is a struggle that transcends borders. And as we look back at the courage of those students, we're reminded of an unbreakable truth: that freedom, once desired, can never be truly extinguished.